Welcome to DJ TV.
My people, we greet you now. Welcome una once again to this our channel. My people, what did they help for this country? Not be smart thing o. Orphanage wey dey put pikin wey they not get papa, they not get mama. E don turn to another thing for Naija o. To the extent that they sell pikin like say tomorrow no dey. Orphanage, get one orphanage wey they call Arrow of God orphanage. Na him just do this one now, and this one now we hear o. The ones wey we never hear na him plenty pass, because this one na well-known orphanage. No be small thing, my people. 6 months old baby na dey sell for 2 million naira, just like that. Anyway, my people, I no talk too much. I go play una this video now. More na see this whole analysis from Arise. More na watch how this man take on talk, how he take go be one adopt pikin wey dem come sell give am for orphanage. My people, more na watch the video.
Joining us now is Fisayo Sheombo, an investigative journalist and founder of the Foundation for Investigative Journalism. Good morning, Fisayo. Welcome to the morning show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, Fisayo, first, congratulations. I read your report. Excellent. You've done it again. But very sad story. The Arrow of God that I know is the one by Chinua Achebe's third novel, 1964. An Arrow of God talks about doing the will of God. It was chief priest in the Arrow of God, but here is Lieutenant Colonel, Reverend Mother, right?
Yeah.
But look, is this thing real? Because I mean, reading the story, I was just wondering, what is going on here? People actually sell babies in orphanages?
Absolutely.
Okay, just take us through the story for the benefit of those who may not have read it.
Not in all orphanages, I have to say. The good news is that we went to 4 orphanages, and 3 of them, played by the rules, told us, look, we can't give you a baby, you have to go to government. So yeah, they're good orphanages. But with Arrows of God, I got a tip-off in December 2021 that a couple tried to adopt, and it was 1.5 million naira, and they couldn't afford it. And then I thought, okay, let's confirm if it's true or not. So that I eventually bought one for 2 million naira means it's not an isolated case. We followed that trail. We went to their office at Ranla. Got the number of the founder, Reverend DC Ogo, called her. It's instructive to note that from the very first conversation on the phone, when we hadn't met her in person, she said, it's in the East that you are coming to buy that one. So it was sale of a baby, not adoption through the back door. Now, we listed our addresses. My wife and I listed our addresses at some place in Ikorodu. Nobody came to visit. Arrows of God has 4 outlets in Lagos. 4. And not one of them thought, which one is closest to that Ikorodu address? Let's find out where he lives. They don't know where I work. They don't know any of my friends. They don't know any of my colleagues. Now, since we bought this baby on July 6, they called just once. I didn't answer, and that's the end. They don't know how to reach me. They don't know where to find me. They don't know if I'm a ritualist. And it's been going on for a while.
Wow. Okay, so thanks a lot for just talking. First of all, saying that not all orphanages are like this. So there's some good ones. Very important. But one of the things that I watched the video, and one of the things that you had highlighted was just the process. First of all, the process of going through the legitimate route to adopting a child in Nigeria. That was a barrier. So you had also interviewed someone who had wanted to adopt a child, but just talked about how harrowing the process was. And this is an incentive for couples who want to go through the back door, because it's just almost nigh impossible. And there was something else that was mentioned, that there are some people who have been earmarked for there. So there are levels, or there are people in high places who are given priority to adopt children. So it's not just on the surface level. I thought that was worrying. I'd like you to shed more light on that.
Yes. So there was this woman who spoke to us who had been trying to adopt a child for several years. When she made the application to the government, she waited 2 full years until she got any contact from the government to say, we got your application, let's start processing it. And up to date, she doesn't have a baby, and she started processing it in 2016. That's 7 years with no result. And at some point, it took her 4 years to get, the letter from government saying you can now adopt. And then you have to go around orphanages, and then the orphanages keep saying, no, we don't have, it's not yet your turn, there are people, order from above, that is who we should give. So apparently, it's about money and connection to power. That's one.
So there's a racket there too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because they told her that, there are order from above, we have to give A, B, C, D, and E. It can't be your turn yet. But also, my wife and I made an application to the Lagos State government. We went to the Ministry of Youth in November 2022. And they texted us the following month to say, we got your application. That's all, till today. So if you apply to government, and in 8 months, there's no action, and someone tells you can buy a baby somewhere, maybe depending on the strength of your conviction, the strength of your character, values, at some point you may budge and say, let's try it. And so it boils back to government understanding that as long as it is tough and complicated to adopt a child legally, that black market will continue to thrive. If government wants people to do things the right way, that right way cannot be more difficult than the wrong way. The right way has to be easier. That's the incentive. It's easier to get it legally, so why should I patronize orphanages selling babies under the table?
So let's go back to the story. Number one question I'd like to ask you, can you tell us, regale us with the story in full for those that have not watched it? Number two will be, let's talk about this black market of babies. There was a story about a baby factory we had a couple of months ago, that there were some young girls that they caught somewhere that were giving birth to babies, and they'll take the baby for them and sell. What's this ecosystem for babies? Well, this baby you have that you bought for two, where did the baby even come from? What's the backstory of the baby?
Good. Let me start from the last question. So, since releasing the story, there was a trailer on Wednesday, a multimedia story on Thursday, and a documentary on Friday. The authorities have gone to shot Arrows of God.
As usual.
They have one woman called Oluchi Onya, who's like the face of the orphanage at Okeiranla. They have her in custody, and that's all. But it's deeper than that. Yeah. Now, the police released a document to us saying a certain Victoria Onoja had come to say she couldn't take care of the baby, and she was giving the baby out. Meanwhile, Reverend Ogo had told us that the document will be ready once we paid entitlement to the police and the judiciary. Our exact words were, we just have to give them their entitlements. So the police, they are complicit. Now, 2 court officials signed the document saying I was in court, my wife was in court, the welfare officer was in court, and then they followed the process, and they saw that we could take care of the baby, and they gave us. There is a seal. It's an original document. It's not fake.
How much?
Yes, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. From that 2 million. So that's the entitlement. So now, if the government really wants to work, produce the LSE Uzodu. That's like the main guy in court and the second person who signed. Who are they, and why did they sign those documents? How much did they get paid? The guys in the police who brought out the document saying someone came to say she couldn't adopt, who are they? Fish them out. Why did they do it? How much were they paid? The mother of that baby, by now the police should have leads on the identity.
So where's the mother of that baby?
We don't know. We don't know. I don't know. We couldn't continue, running this investigation forever. We thought we found enough. If the authorities are serious, they can follow the trail. They can find them. But what is clear is that Arrows of God Orphanage, Anambra, is a baby factory.
My people, now see the video. Now see what the happen. Hey, now picking the point they say, picking human life. Hey, my people, I wanna see this matter. I wanna visit this matter, my people. I understand because this one, well, na normal thing I don't know. Anyway, wanna drop on a comment or wanna visit number. I'm gonna not forget to like and share. Beg, I'm gonna share this video, make it go viral. Eh?
DJ AP.